Hi, my name is John Pelsavari, talking today about criteria 5, design. Okay, so looking at the criteria, we're generating a couple of ideas of what we might want the design of our solution to look like. We're creating some criteria for how to check that it's good. We're then sort of detailing the designs a bit further. Okay, and of course, critical creative thinking throughout. Justifying the preferred designs. Okay, cool. So I've summarized that sort of here, I guess, with what I want you to do. I'm going to try and keep this video a bit more simplified compared to criteria 4. I feel that criteria 4 I gave too much detail. In this, I'm going to sort of chop some of it out and just understand that when we get back to a regular sort of environment, I'll sort of fill in those blanks. So 2 or 3 design ideas. You've got to generate them. Basically, this is what a mock-up might look like. Okay. Basically, you draw what you think your software should look like, and you put some annotations there of colors and what images might be included, and all that sort of thing. Okay. So do 2 or 3 of those. Put it in a document called Design Folio, and that should generate ideas done, really. As long as they're different, just make sure they're completely different. That's done, okay? The next one is you need criteria to pick out which one is really, really good. Now, the way this is worded, you need basically 2 sets of criteria, okay? One to check how good the design is, and one that you're going to use at the end to check how good your program is. Okay. So I've put a sample in here, and this one is just looking at the design side of things. So how long will it take to implement the design? Design 1 might take 2 weeks, design 2 might take 3 weeks, design 3 might take 4 weeks. And these are just a guess, but if it looks super complicated, it might take a bit longer. Can it be implemented without needing to spend any money? Yes. No, it needs $20 for a template or something, maybe. Yes. Can the program be easily navigated? 3 clicks, 4 clicks, 3 clicks. Is it hard to implement? 5, 4, 8. Okay. What you want to try and do with your criteria is you want the criteria that you create to be linked to efficiency and effectiveness. Okay. So, efficiency, thinking about time, cost, and effort. Effectiveness, thinking about, is it going to be easy to use? Is it going to be maintainable? Is it going to be scalable? All that sort of thing. Okay. So just 2 tables. I guess start with the design and maybe come back to the the criteria that you're going to use at the end to evaluate. Then sort of once you've made tables always work the best because then you can put the designs and you can sort of answer in that table, and that's the criteria. Okay. You then need to select one. Okay. When you're selecting, basically filling out the table is sort of part of that. It's sort of the bridge between doing your criteria and the detailed design. You need to fill out the table. You should just put a statement, okay, to say why you chose that design. So example here, I've chosen design 1. It's fast to implement, can be implemented without spending any money, it's easy to navigate. It should not be too hard in comparison to the other design ideas. If you've got any other reason why particular design speaks to you, you can probably put that in there as well. Okay. Cool. You then need to go, once you've chosen which design you're doing, you need to detail it a bit further. Now you can do this with things like a data dictionary. Okay, there's a little sample there. Basically just function names, variable names, maybe some file names you might be using. Remembering this is just the design stage. If during development you start creating other variables, you don't need to come back to this stage to fix it. This will already be submitted by the time you're doing the programming, so It doesn't matter if you don't get it 100%, okay? Just as long as it's reasonable, okay? Data dictionary, so yeah, put one of those in. Pseudocode. Pseudocode, this is like what we did in our first SAC. You were given pseudocode and you had to make it run in Visual Basic. In this case, I would suggest maybe just think of one function you want your program to do and try and put that into pseudocode, okay? There's an example here, but it could be something like, if button clicked, load page 2. Okay, that's not super detailed pseudocode, but that is a good answer that you can sort of put in to get you started, I suppose. That's pretty much it. Okay, if we go back here, we look at this. So your 2 or 3 design ideas, probably just drawings, right? Your mock-ups. Then your design criteria to check how your design stacks up against the criteria. Choose one of your designs and then detail it. All right, so a statement about why you chose it, data dictionary, pseudocode, and a detailed mock-up, depending on how detailed your initial ones were. If you want to include more detailed ones, you can. Students in the past have put like real detailed ones for every single page. You don't have to do that. Of course, it looks amazing, but that's top level. Okay. One thing that I am missing here is you will need to also create you create criteria that you're later going to use to evaluate your solution. So what I speak about here is mostly about design related criteria. You want to create some that you can use to evaluate against. So, this one you can still use. In terms of, is it still easy to navigate? Okay, you designed it that it would be just 3 clicks, but is the final product 3 clicks? You can get to any page. And these can be, they can be yes/no questions, but if you can get questions that are getting numbers in the answer, that's good. Okay, it's a bit more measurable that way. You want your criteria to be measurable. So getting the numbers in there is good. And yeah, how long did it take to make? Okay, that could be one for the implementation. Easy to use. You could ask a question there. Easy to use, scale 1 to 10. Does it require assistance? Does it require a how-to document for users to know how it works? And then, at the very end, when we do evaluation, we'll go against that. We'll collect data to sort of prove those results, I suppose. But that's later. For now, we're just sort of creating a couple. Okay. Alright, so I just quickly added some samples there for evaluation criteria because it was sort of missing a little bit. So ease of use. Program can be used without the need for additional external support. So remember, this is the subject evaluation, subject enrollment application. So if it can be used by students without them needing a teacher to sort of directly show them and do it for them, then it's nice and easy to use. Okay. Attractive. It has a simple look and feel. It ensures that the pages don't look overcrowded. Maintainability. The program can be updated in future years without the need of a developer. So what that means is we can update the data that's in there without needing to use Visual Basic or something like that. Can we update it using Excel or Notepad or something else? In this case, so for the subject enrollment, you can have new subjects added and subject descriptions changed without the need of a developer. Okay, and then later in evaluation, we could check that by getting a user to make those updates. Can they do it without a developer? Yes or no? And obviously with more details and things like that. Cool. So just a final recap again. 2 or 3 design ideas, probably mock-ups. Do your design criteria and check how your designs stack up against it. probably use a table for that. Select one of your designs, make a statement about why you chose it, create a data dictionary, create pseudocode, create a detailed mockup, and create criteria that you'll later use to evaluate your solution. Okay. Similar stuff that we skipped, you'll see on the sides here is a lot of security stuff. If in your design you can add some sort of security feature like a login, right, authentication, just highlight that. That's awesome. If you don't, that's okay. We're going to cover that when we get back in terms of knowledge-wise. Okay. But I won't mark you down for this one if you didn't include that. Okay. That's it. All right. Best of luck. See how you go. Please keep the emails coming through. Let me know if we are flying too much or if we do need more time looking at week 5 to have it all submitted for part 1. And if you're feeling like that's just way too soon or whatever, we can have a chat and potentially extend that or whatever that might look like. Okay. Thanks for watching.